All right, guys, we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday, kind of pick up with nucleus. You should be taking notes on the slide where you were yesterday. We're going to pick up with nucleus, hit mitochondria, chloroplast cell wall as we wrap things up. So the nucleus is the control center of the cell. That's where your DNA is stored. And the DNA is what tells the rest of the cell what to make. So you've got parts of the cell that we're not going to learn about this year. You'll learn about those in high school, but those parts of the cell need instructions on what to do. So if you think about it, kind of like the blueprints of a job site, if you're building a building, the blueprints of the job site tell the plumbers what to do, tell the electricians what to do, people who are pouring concrete, and it tells everybody what to do. That's extremely important because if everything's just trying to do things on its own or just randomly throw stuff together, huge problems would happen. And sometimes those messages don't get read properly and huge problems do happen. So it is the job of the nucleus to kind of store that DNA and send out those messages when it's needed. So it's the instructions or the blueprint of the cell. Go ahead and make this full screen for you. So that's a nucleus. You can see normally the nucleus is it's the largest, most obvious part of the cell. Three things you can normally see. You can see the cell membrane or the cell wall, if it's the plant. You can see the cytoplasm, which is just the empty space generally around all the organelles. And then you have the nucleus, that is the large dot. So if you see a circle within a circle, normally the inner circle is the nucleus and the outer circle is the cell membrane or the cell wall. All right, there's two ways of cells get energy. We get energy from stealing it from other organisms. So whether you're a vegetarian, vegan, omnivore, we eat other organisms or other organisms' things. So if you're eating an apple or a leaf or a branch or the muscles from an organism, we are still heterotrophs. Or other organisms, they get the energy from the sun. Now, we can't do this. Our energy comes indirectly from the sun, so we may eat a plant, and that plant got its energy from the sun. But we do not get energy from the sun. We can't use the sun's energy to make sugar. Other organisms, like plants, can. So let's get to the mitochondria. These next two, we'll talk about how the energy is. That stuff will make sense in just a second. So the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. This is where energy is converted. And I use the word converted. That is the more scientifically accurate term. It is not created. So energy cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed. And so in the mitochondria, energy is converted. In the chloroplast, the next one, energy is converted. And so the energy that is converted here, the mitochondria turns sugar into ATP. So you might want to write that down. It converts sugar into ATP. Now, sugar, the cell can't really use. If the mitochondria wasn't there, the cell would not be able to use sugar. ATP, however, the cell uses to go through different processes that's the energy that it uses. So imagine if I were to go to Walmart and try to pay in pesos or yen or even Bitcoin, those places are probably not going to take it. Now, the individual may want to take it and say, hey, you give me 1,000 yen, I'll pay for this, $2 Coke. But in general, they're not going to be able to convert at the register. They're not going to convert your currency from one denomination into dollars. And the mitochondria does that. Mitochondria turns the sugar that is useless to the cell into ATP.